Hello. How y'all doing? Let me see. Get my webcam up. There we go. Let's get everybody up. Hey, how you doing, Miss Hash Brown? Just trying to get everybody up and running here. There you go. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know if you chat, if you can hear me chat. Um Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. I'm just looking to see if a couple people join. In terms of anybody that's looking to learn about transfers before I get this started. But essentially, I just want to go over the website with everybody and how it looks like when you first log in and everything. How it looks like when you first log in and how you order your transfers, how you design the transfer, and what happens after you get it. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment in the chat, and we can wait about 5 minutes or so before we get it started. But like I said, if anybody has any questions, make sure you let me know in the chat. How you doing, Miss Hash Brown? Who else is in the chat? Okay, looking to get some printed shirts. Nice, nice. I did see him comment that. Yeah, I did see him comment that. So I'm gonna wait about 6 minutes or so before we get it started, and we could talk about this website, what I do with the website. But like I said, feel free to drop some questions in the chat before we get started. I'm gonna go for about like an hour or so, but the main goal for today is just to go over what a direct to film transfer is and go over each page of the website. Yeah, so like I said, let me know in the comment, and we'll get started in like 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes. So, but essentially, if you guys don't know what a heat transfer is, it's to help you with your t-shirts. If you're like a designer or graphic designer, or you like making t-shirts, if you ever used like vinyl or Cricut, if you ever use a Cricut to like make vinyl and make a t-shirt, heat transfer is just the easier way to do so. So if you get a heat press at your house, you can buy some transfers, and all you really need is just the design after that to get printed out, and you can just heat transfer it onto the shirts. How you doing, Rick? I know you said you had some questions about getting some shirts done. But we get started in like 4 minutes or so. We get started in like 4 minutes or so. Essentially, this is for people who are interested in making T-shirts. That are interested in having their own brand, have their own business, anything in that particular form. And make sure you guys like and subscribe these as well. And this is gonna be an educational one. And on Saturday we're gonna be more of a lifestyle stream. But I just want to make sure that I'm in here for people that have questions, and I know a lot of people that do have questions in terms of trying to make a gang sheet, a heat transfer. So I just wanted to show them how to do that on this stream. And I'll probably come back in here and do this every week, every Wednesday, and meet with people. How you doing, Rick? How you doing, Mrs. Hash Brown? Any questions? But we'll get started in like 3 minutes or so. So this brand right here is just my e-commerce part of my brick and mortar store. So anybody that that goes off from our Instagram, or that finds us online, I try to direct them to this website. It's a little bit different from the franchise website that we have. So we get about 2 minutes here, and then I'll start walking through people. I'll walk through the different aspects of the website. Particularly just we'll go over uh, DTF versus the other methods, things like that. All right, I'm gonna move that a little bit. I feel weird. This is my cat back here? Oh, I didn't even realize my cat was back here. That's so funny. All right, all right. 7:39, and we wait for one more minute, and we can get started. I gotta restart my computer. All right, cool. Yeah. Again, thank you everybody for joining the stream today. I really appreciate you. So like I said, today we're going to be doing a lifestyle live question and action, live question and answers for people that are interested in starting their own print shop, or something small, like a small brand, in terms like if you want to start making funny t-shirts, if you want to start making going after small other brands in your neighborhood, such as like construction workers, or just all different businesses, small businesses that you can go after. So you can really find a good niche that you can go after in terms of printing T-shirts. The different people that you can attack and go after to get business from. But today I just want to show you this website. It's the direct to film transfers. So for people that don't know what direct to film transfers are, so direct to film transfer is just another way for you to easily make T-shirts. Unfortunately, I was about to show you my T-shirt, but I don't have. This is just a plain old T-shirt. But when you see a graphic T-shirt and you're wondering like, wow, how do you make a T-shirt? And I'm just going to show you that right now. Direct to film T-shirt, and you're wondering like, how do you make a T-shirt? This is how people typically make those T-shirt, and that's what a direct to film transfer usually looks like. It's just like a peel on, and once you're done, you just heat transfer it on, and once you heat transfer it on, you can just peel it off and you're ready to make a T-shirt. So my company, we make direct to film transfers, we make direct to film transfers in the longer forms. In terms of gang sheets, a lot of times you hear that people do cut to sheet transfers. Cut to sheet transfers are usually more expensive, so I usually recommend people to do it in gang sheet. So this is what happens when you land on our website. You land on minutemanphillyprinting.com. It takes you directly here, and you can either go to upload a gang sheet, or you can use a gang sheet calculator. So typically when people are just doing this for the first time, they do not know what they're doing. So we're gonna act like you're just landing on the website and you do not know what you're doing, and you want to order gang sheets from us. So typically, for what you need to all understand and know is that we are located, we have a real brick and mortar location at 932 East Hunting Park Avenue, and we also have another location in Ballard Kentwood, well, not Ballard Kentwood, in Marion Station, 350 Montgomery Ave, Marion Station, PA 19066. So you're able to pick up at any of those locations, and you're also able to have it shipped to you nationwide, and as well as have it delivered to you at a radius, and delivered to you at a 25-mile radius. So when people typically land on this website, we're able to do same day printing if needed. And when I say same day printing, let me know. Of course, let me know, guys, if I'm going a little bit too fast. I do tend to go a little bit too fast. And also, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it if you can get more people in here. But if we're doing same day printing, a lot of times that's just typically just meant for our direct to film transfers, signage, and a couple of our select products. It's really difficult for us to do same day printing for for products such as for like promotion items and like things like that. So it's always better for us to know what you need first before trying to place your order, before anything else outside of direct to film transfers and signage. So let's see how the gang sheet calculator works for people that do not know anything about creating a gang sheet and the different sizes that you might need for this. I'm gonna have to drink a little bit. All right. So let's say you're looking to print your own first T-shirt. The first time you say, "Hey, I want to print a T-shirt," I put it in here that these are all the different types of T-shirts that you can get. You have the oversized back, you have the standard back, full front, youth, tote bag, etc. I said etc. So you're typically, if you say, hey, you want to make a shirt for an adult person. Let's say you have a customer that wants 24 T-shirts for their wedding recital. They want 24 T-shirt for their bachelorette party or something like that. So typically that's going to be a full adult person that needs that T-shirt. So you just go, hey, it's a full front T-shirt, typically a 10 by 10. They need. What are you doing? They need 24 t-shirts. They need 24 t-shirts, and so the calculation here is, hey, you need two gang sheets, 22 by 60 gang sheets to. You need two 22 by 60 gang sheets to. You distracted me. Sorry, excuse me. What do you need? All right. So you need two 22 by 60 gang sheets to help calculate. You need two 22 by 60 gang sheets to help you get 24 t-shirts. So that right there is 60 t-shirts. So that's saying that you need $60 to help you complete this job. But on top of $60, you do need your heat press as well. As well, and not the manual labor. So that's very easy. This gang sheet calculator helps you calculate everything for you if you not know what you're doing. But you still need to be able to design this file. So as of right now, you need a 22 by 60 gang sheet. So I don't typically have the my version doesn't have the. Let's see what version it goes up to, because so you can create. So with your 20, you know that you need a 22 by 60 gang sheet, you can either go here, which is upload your gang sheet, and you can go right here, and then you can be like, hey, I need two gang sheets. You can add to cart. Oh, wait, sorry. You can add a random image. I'm just gonna add a random image. I'm going a little bit too fast. Let me just relax a little bit. So you can add a random image. Let's just say square one gang sheet. So you need two of it, and you add to cart. Check out. So if you have any coupon that you've received from us on email or anything like that, this is where you can enter the coupon, and then you can check out. Put your billing information here. Sorry, I should have used incognito. All right, let's see. So let's say 22 by 6 gang sheet. Well, it's alright because I trust you all here. So is gang sheet considered the amount? Okay, so it's designed. So is gang sheet considered the amount? No, gang sheet is considered how many you need to get that. So for example, if you need 24, if you need 24 t-shirts, that's essentially saying that you need two gang sheets to get 24 t-shirts of whatever that job that you're doing. So you add to cart, check out. Like I said, you put whatever coupon that you have there. Whatever. I'm just gonna have to. Whatever. I don't know why I keep on messing this up. Sorry about that, guys. So, add to cart. I'm not just putting like a random thing. check out shipping, check out Jeff Bezos, J Bezos at yahoo.com. 256 Urban Street, Philadelphia. Then you just fill in your information. Agree. Proceed to shipping methods. No thanks. And so it gets right here, and this will tell you like, hey, 5 business days to ship. Do you want to pick up a Hunting Park, local delivery by Kenwood, blah blah blah. And then it will tell you like, hey, do you want standard production day, 2-day turnaround? So with our 2-day turnaround, it usually takes our gang shits usually take 2 days to turn around. If not, you can get it. This $35 will get you next day. Same day will get you $100 will get you same day before 1 p.m. and anything other than apparel will be $150. So you just put all that information there and just proceed to checkout. And so let's say that you don't know how to design, you don't know how to get a gang sheet, right? And Mrs. Hash Brown, let me just respond to you real quick. Gang sheet is considered one whole, let's say, multiple designs on one. So let's say you can fit 10 different designs for one job, designs on one gang sheet, for example, if that makes sense. So let's say you can fit 10 different designs on one gang sheet, because one gang sheet is like this one long sheet, but then you can just share. Next time I'm on live, I'll bring a designs for you to show you. So like I said, let's say you don't know how to create. You don't have a gang sheet and you want to create one. So there's a 22 by 60. So right now you can only design up to 22 by 72 on my website. But if you need to design anything longer, you can go on anything like Canva or any Illustrator or anything else like that to design a gang sheet. So for right now, let's say we want to design a 22 by 60 gang sheet. So this is what a 22 by 60 gang sheet looks like on our website. So what we're gonna do here is that I want to see something. So if you actually just have names that you want to get designed, that you want to get printed out, you don't have any actual words or any actual design, you can actually just come right here, click what type of font you want. Let's say you want font, and then just replicate it. So you could say, so for something like this, let's say you're making baseball t-shirts, or let's say you're making football jerseys or something like that. You can just put, hey, you can do this. This is your name for the person that the jersey and the name for the jersey, and then let's say Raiders logo. Hopefully I don't. Are they still called the Raiders? I don't even know. And I don't even know why I said I don't even know why I thought about the Raiders in the first place. Well, let's say Raiders logo, and you want to add this Raiders logo design. Well, it should. This is copyright, obviously, so I shouldn't be doing this. But it's just this is just for thought. So this is the Raiders logo, and so you want to make the Raiders logo with a funny name in the back, and let's just make the Raiders logo black. See what I mean? You can just change it all up. So this is saying that this is the 10.32 by 2 by 7.9. But let's say we wanted to make the shirts that we were talking about. We wanted to make it 10 by 10, right? So you make this 10 by 10. But you see how it automatically adjusts right there? So you need to click resize proportionally and click 10 by 10. And now you see how it's 10 by 10 in general. Yeah, please don't forget to please like, subscribe, super chat if this is being this is helpful to you at all in terms of learning how to start a side business with apparel. I appreciate it, and it really helps the channel get more people on the channel. But so let's say we want to do 10 by 10 and we want to make we want to make a shirt with the Raiders logo with your name on it. So we made this 10 by 10, and this is just a small, it's a little bit like, let's just say it's just to go across your back. So let's just make it 10 by 2. I can't resize so we click resize proportionally again. I don't know why it should be I should be able to scroll down. I don't know why, but let's just click that right there, 10 by 2. So we make it 10 by 2. And then position the size. That all looks good. Effects. Oh, you can curl it. You can do whatever you want. Arch it over. Whatever you want with it. You can give it a gradient. So we want to make this shirt, and we want to make 24 of it. This is not gonna make 24 anymore because we already wasted some space at the top with the name. But let's just delete the name for right now, and let's just stick with the 20. Let's just stick with the 10 by 10 that we were gonna make. So what we do is like, hey, you want to make this gang sheet. So what you do right here is just copy it, copy all, paste. And now you have 2 of it right here. So select all again, copy, paste, wait, select all again, paste. Oh shit, so not those ones, so these ones right here. So now you have 6 on it, and we want to make 24, right? So copy, select, copy all, and then paste again, and then boom. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 on here right now. So there's something a little bit off because, as we know, a gang sheet calculator said that we're supposed to fit 24 of these on this page. So what we do is now that we have the 6 on here, and there's one behind right here. Let's remove that. So now that you know that we have the 6 on here, man. Here, let's see if we can just move this up a little bit. And I think what is also going on as well, is that the backgrounds need to be removed. So on top of that, you have to make sure that your background is removed. See, so that's a little bit better now. And then you also have to give it some space from where you're going up. So right here, so you move it up a little bit. So as you can see how much space we're saving now. They remove this one. All right. See. So there we go. We have with the 10 by 10. We're able to with this gang sheet right here. We're able to fit 12 of these 10 by 10 logos on this gang sheet right here. So what you do now is you just go to 2, and then you go to buy. And then you check out, and then you just go through that process that you would that we did earlier. Check out. As you can see, the gang sheet is already created there. You have the same options here. You pick however you want to pay, and then you proceed to card information, Jeff Bezos, and you just complete your order. And just put in all your information right here. So that's how easy it is right there to create a gang sheet. And that's how easy it is for you to. So let's break down also how much you get with that gang sheet. So you got 24 t-shirts with that gang sheet that you're gonna make, and it costs you $60. So that means that it costs you about, let's see, so it costs you $60. So that costs you $2.5 each. For each transfer costs you $2.5 each to make, as opposed to buying it as a cut to sheet transfer, and it was way cheaper for you to buy it as a gang sheet. So with $2.5 each, and then if you add another like $4 or so for your t-shirt, so that would bring you to $4. So that'll take you to $6.50. Then let's say you add another like $2 for your labor, so that's $8.50 plus like electric and stuff like that. So that's, you're saying like, hey, you're charging, your expense to make a t-shirt is about like $8.50, and you could potentially sell the same t-shirt for $15 to $30 depending on your audience and how custom and what type of custom stuff that they like to buy. So that's how, like I said, that's how easy it is for you to order on the website. And there's a lot of tools in here as well that you can use, that we can also go over, like things like when to use DTF transfers. As you can see, a lot of times DTF, so compared to like DTF transfers, screen printing, and like embroidery, like you typically use DTF transfers like if you're in a rush for something and you don't have a minimum for it, you need full color print and you need something that's lasting, and it's essentially great for DIYers, people that want to start printing by themselves but don't typically have the tools, or don't typically have the tools or what they need to really get started printing. I would recommend using DTF transfers to get started. And then screen printing is for like people that want to do bulk, things like if you have like a non-profit event, or if you have like a giveaway event or something like that you want to just give away free t-shirts for, I would recommend doing seeing if you can work with our business to help you screen print your t-shirt. And that's basically if you're like a larger organization, not like if you're like just a mom pop, if you're like a small shop, I would recommend you being like a larger brand or something like that if you want to be screen printing your t-shirt. Sublimation, that's great for like people that want to do like those full color prints. This let me show you if I can show you an example. So this is what like I didn't, I totally butchered that. But this is what like a sublimated shirt looks like, something like that. And this right here, you can actually achieve this right here with DTF transfers. All you have to do is just get an oversized print, something that's like 11 by 14, and you'll be able to achieve the same result. But sublimated shirts or something like this, if you have like a soccer team or great, yeah, good for jerseys or full color jersey, and they're a little bit more expensive to print because you have, it's a lot of setup to get started basically. So that's sublimation, and then embroidery. Same thing there. It's a lot of babysitting. And it's a lot of like trying to learn how to use the machine and making sure that you have the space for the machine as well. So the thing is that there's no minimums for embroidery. You can kind of, you can kind of get started with embroidery, but it's more expensive as well. I would recommend that if you're trying to make your t-shirts and have your brand feel more premium. And so we could talk about starting custom apparel business with DTF transfers. So like I said, it's very low startup. You are so that's so the best way. So what's the best way? That's a great question. What's the best way to DIY a design? So the best way to DIY a design is, like I said, DTF transfers. So it's because it's low startup. You can actually buy one of those, let's say, portable. You can, let's go portable heat press. Let's go. That's what it's called. Portable heat press. So you can actually buy one of this portable heat press. So shout out to Mrs. Hash Brown. Thank you. I hope I appreciate you. I hope that you learned it from this. So let's see, portable heat press. I've never. I would recommend one of these, but I've never used one of these, so I don't want to start recommending something that I don't use, because my system is a little bit more complicated than this, so I haven't started it. But from what I've seen online and what I've seen other people use, it seems to be a good deal. So this is essentially how it works. So that was a heat transfer. What she used to make that blanket was a heat transfer right there. So, and like I said, it's very easy for you to use, and see how easy, quick, and very great. That's the best way right there to DIY a design. So if you're like somebody small that just has a small mom and pop that just wants to do something small on Etsy, you can literally buy something like that and start making blankets, start making t-shirts, or start making whatever right from your house without any like, without you spending like $100. And yeah, you spend $100 for something like that, 12 by 10, and then You can get transfers. This is a very low cost barrier. Like I said, the 22 by 12 transfer sheet is best for small orders. You can get the smallest one for $8, and you can fit a bunch of small logo T-shirts on this one, small logos on the smallest one right here for just for $8, and you can start selling T-shirts, selling blankets, and flipping them for way more than what you're spending. So I always recommend people to try and start see how you can get started on doing doing transfers, or just think about designs, especially like nowadays where like it's so easy to think about what you're doing and what and AI and all that stuff. Like this help you generate images. It's so great for you that you can just like talk to it and like, you can generate images like, oh, I want to use this image, and like target a particular group of people. So it's very simple for that, and then you just so that's honestly that is the best way to DIY design. DTF transfers. Like I said, no reading, and it works on any fabric. It's scalable, flexible, and then you can take your time printing stuff as well. You don't ever have to get to using screen printing unless you really want to. So what do you really need to get started with DTF transfers? Well, for one, all you really need is DTF transfers. You need a heat press or one of that Cricut easy press machines that I just showed you right here, and then oh, and then blank apparel, something like t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, or other garments or something like that. You can definitely use that. If you guys, I really appreciate you guys subscribe to the channel if you think that this is being helpful for you right now. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop that in the chat. I really I like to help you guys out. But like I said, so the third thing that you need is the blank apparel. So I would always recommend that you need to start an LLC. Like you should start an LLC so that you're able to reach out to people that do blank apparel and get it at a cheaper price. So you be able to get t-shirts for like $2, $3. You should be able to get hoodies for like $7 to $8, tote bags, and then other garments as well. And then some of the best brands that you should start with is like Gildan, Bella Canvas, Next Level. But essentially, you get the blanks. You need to get the designs, obviously. So the best way to think about designs is maybe you can go on Fiverr. You can go if you've seen some things that inspire you, see how you can think about that. And one of the easiest ways that I can probably tell people to get started is making like wedding shirts, or think about like some of you local sports teams around your area. See if you can make some shirts for them. And I'm talking about smaller sports teams, not your Sixers and your football teams and people like that. I'm talking about smaller sports teams that you can really connect with, that the moms, that the dads that are the Pop Warner teams, people like that. So you can start making t-shirts for that, or you can start going to restaurants. You can start going, what I would say is that you need to find who you need to target and just start targeting them. And then for your design software stuff, you can use Canva, Photoshop, Illustrator, or you can design the gang sheet directly on the website. But that's what I would recommend, is that you can probably start using Canva. If you're not familiar with Canva, it's like a free. Let me see if I can log on it right now. So Canva. So this is what Canva looks like. It's just like an AI app, basically. Not even an AI. It's a friendly focus app for people that want to start graphic designing and don't know what to do. You can find a lot of templates here that you can use to just change up and start using for your own brand as well. So if you don't have any ideas, you can start designing stuff in Canva. You can go to Fiverr and you can start trying to see how you can think of ideas. And then the easiest way for you to start applying DTF chances is to literally pre-hit the garment, and that really just depends on what you're pre-hitting. That really depends on what you're making. And then obviously position the transfer to whatever design that you're trying to make, and then also then press the shirts. And then I think I break this down right here a little bit. If you talk about the pricing for transfers as well, the pricing for how you should do your t-shirts. So if you look at how to run a profitable customer apparel business, if you think about the blank t-shirts that you have, you can get it for $3.50 wholesale. You can do the DTF transfers for like $2 full size, like we had shown, depending on which one that you get. And then you can get the other costs, electricity, labor, packaging for like $1.50. So the cost of you making that shirt is like $7. And then for a single shirt, people sell shirts for like $25. If people doing bulk, $18. But for us, a lot of times people are just coming to us for like brand t-shirts and things like that. We sell it at a reason. We sell it at the bulk, usually at the bulk price right there, because it's easy for us to kind of secure that, especially since we're selling the DTF chassis as well. So you're marketing and selling your custom apparel. Now that you have your DTF printing set up, is very it's pretty straightforward in terms of what to target. You think about who you're looking to target and where they're most likely hanging out at. Is it the Instagram? Is it TikTok? Is it Etsy and Shopify? Are you going to local businesses and events? Are you doing like wholesaling or B2B orders? Things like that. You have to think about your whole strategy as to how you're getting people into your business to buy from you and scale with you. So a lot of this stuff is really repetition, and just being consistent with what you're doing. So that's what I typically tell people. But essentially, if you're looking to get started with transfers, I hope that this kind of helped you out in terms of moving forward. And if you have any questions, feel free to for sure like let me know. Damn, I feel like I just talked for like 48 minutes. Yeah. But like I said, we've been in operation here for 18 years. I think we're going to be going on 19. So um if you have questions in terms of growing your brand, um, getting started printing for somebody, or having any questions like that at all, feel free to let me know. And, you know, I'll be ending the stream in like 10 minutes. I'll hang out in the air for a little bit. And, if anybody has any questions, feel free to let me know. Yeah. All right. Cool, cool. All right. Everybody enjoy the rest of the night then.